Hello YouTube, this is Frank from Architectural Aesthetics, and welcome to the third episode to our Monuments in Watercolor series. Today in this episode, I invite you to look at the famous Parthenon located at the Athenian Acropolis, Greece. Hailed as the pinnacle of Hellenistic architecture and the best representation of the strength of the Doric orders, the Parthenon requires very little introduction, so the content of this video will not be focusing on the architecture. Instead, I would like to share with you my reflections on the drawing process, and that's coming up next right after the sketching footages. Okay guys, now the pencil framework is finished. Let's talk about the painting process. Right off the bat, I think that the washes are still on point in this piece. The graded wash is seen in the transition from blue to yellow in the lower portion of the sky looks present. The differently lit faces of the temple looks continuous, yet there's still subtle contrast between cool and warm hues. But that said, there are still visible backwashes in the sky, and I should have done a better job at protecting the white areas in the highlights of the columns on the left side. As cylindrical objects, they catch light in several spots instead of having one single spot of highlight, and because of that, they appear rather flat instead of three-dimensional. I could have added more contrast in value by chiseling out the troughs in the columns with colored pencils, but decided to leave the little details be. Speaking of value, the value of the foreground is a bit messy. The topography at the Athenian Acropolis has been worn down by the excessive tourism, heavy maintenance equipments, and most importantly, passage of time. It's a shame that I failed to capture the intricacy of the topography because the interplay of light and shadow created by the protrusions and concavities in the ground could have been so fascinating to portray. I genuinely think that when it comes to representing complex shapes with watercolor, a lot relies on the painter's prior deliberate planning, because watercolor as a highly transparent medium doesn't allow painting over like you would with gouache, acrylic, or oil painting. The decision of hue and value assignment has to be carefully planned out before delving into the painting process. And because I hadn't done the due diligence, the foreground just lacks the depth that it deserves. With that said, I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the painting footage and do a conclusion at the very end. See you guys on the other side. Alright guys, so in conclusion, while this piece has certainly been interesting to paint, it really exposed a lot of my weak points, namely me needing to protect my white areas better and more careful prior planning. I'll make sure to improve these weak points in the next piece. And with that said, that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys found this to be informative. Please drop a comment down below to let me know which other monumental architecture should I represent with watercolor. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye bye.